Well, I said I never really got into The Boy and the Heron, and I always sort of thought it really blows. The movie Everyone's Hero, I think, is one of the greatest. God, I don't even want to say Disney films, just films in general. The main character is perfect, the villain is perfect, the romance is perfect, their songs are perfect, even the design of the baseball. Look at that thing. I could watch this movie a million times and never get tired of it. When I saw Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, this was the movie I thought I was gonna get. Now let's talk about the absolute best aspect of this film, the story. Screwy is a snail. And then they find out that the baseball stadium is going down. So the gang figures that if they bring King Magnifico to justice and get their reward money, they can use that to save the girls. All throughout this introduction, I was shouting, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. This is a fantastic setup. And on top of that, the setup for the rest of the story is actually pretty good too. King Magnifico has to deal with the underworld so he can take control of Canada. But Dr. Baboon, ruler of the underworld, has a particular interest in wiping out all the chickens. Because the prophecy foretold that a chicken was the only thing that would destroy him. So he sent his soldiers to perform mass genocide. But one family wants their baby to live, puts them in a basket and sends them floating down the river. Where oddly enough, the basket comes across Ted and Johnny. They tell him that it's okay to run away from your problems and to shut up and eat garbage. Years later, Zach Braff as a chicken grows up and realizes that the baseball stadium is going down. He leaves his family He leaves his family behind and makes a deal with Screwy to make it look like Screwy killed Zach Braff Chicken, and thus he can disguise himself as the Frolfin and start a new life over. But that doesn't last for long, as God himself, played by Ben Schwartz, yeah, wasn't that fitting casting, comes down and tells Screwy that he must be the deliverer of the Jews. So the journey is on to fight off Krakens, middle school pet lizards, and rescue Dell, played by me. Let's talk about the good stuff, because honestly, there's a lot. Let's talk about what everyone remembers, the villain. Oh, King Magnifico is such a badass, awesome villain. He does all the bastardly things that a lot of Disney villains do, but it actually makes him complex too. He tries to convince himself that he's a soldier for God, and yet he's constantly doing horrible things. But he tries to justify it every single time. I love it. That's a great character. But it doesn't stop there. The stuff with the Screwy baseball is unbelievable. This is one of the best characters of all time. I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just so good. Zach Braff as a chicken is also very likable. And even though his singing voice isn't technically great, there's so much heart and passion put into it that you don't even care. It sounds wonderful.
'Cause I am the champion!
Oh my god, I forgot to mention it. There's this one scene where I don't know what the hell's going on. It's where they see this snail.
Actually, I'm a slug.
It's a giant snail.
I'm a slug.
Everything in this movie kind of changes when the snail
Slug.
Shut up, shut up, shut up. I mean, look at that thing. It's so fucking obviously a snail.
Is that a snail?
You see? By God, look at the animation on Whoopi Goldberg bat. I don't know who's the animation team that worked on her, but give them all freaking Oscars.
You should kill yourself now.
If I had to nitpick anything, and I mean freaking anything in this movie, is that I hate Ook Ook.
You maniac!
But like I said before, that's really scraping the bottom of the barrel in terms of nitpicking. To be honest, I have no problems with this movie at all. I think it's another one of those perfect films. However, is there a downside? Yes, there is. It came out the same weekend as fucking Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. So everyone went to go see that same rehashed bullshit that wasn't even that funny in the first one, instead of seeing this really funny, really smart, artistically put together film. Oh God, do I hate Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This is right up there with Spider-Verse. Just no creativity, no spontaneity, no passion, no effort. Just pure phoned-in-ness. God, I think it was scar most kids.
I have at least one niece that is scarred for life thanks to this movie.
You see? And on top of it, here's another big problem with the Puss in Boots films. I think Puss is too stupid and too selfish. Like, look at this here.
We're here! Where's he going?
Okay, that's not a charming little mistake. That's a dick move. And there's a couple of times where he does stuff like that. Something where he's supposed to be dependable, but it's not like a funny little mistake or something clumsy gets in the way. He usually makes a choice, and they're usually very dickish choices. So yeah, for me, I couldn't really find much to like in this film. If I ever had a kid and they wanted to see this, I'd say no. I'd just show them the movie Everyone's Hero again. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish sucks. I'm on the next one. Bye.
Nah, I'm done, guys. This movie took a lot out of me.